Ndewonu. Greetings to everyone. Avambo Ujuako. It's my pleasure to join you today at the 10th Igbo Conference. To the founders, Yvonne Mbanefo and Louisa Ebunike, well done for all the efforts you put into organizing this conference excellently for 10 years. And thank you for inviting me again this year. Okay, I am going to talk about shaping our identities with family histories, why it's important that we know, write, and preserve our stories, and also give you a few tips on how to start. In 2016, when my father joined his ancestors, I was given the responsibility of collating condolence and farewell messages from family and friends. Reading through the messages, I remember saying to myself, so this is it. All the knowledge, wisdom, and history is gone, just like that. Because going through them, I realized that although there were lovely thoughts about my dad, but it also did not reflect on his person. It didn't talk much about his essence, his struggles, strengths, and weaknesses. Anyway, I pushed the thoughts aside. Then one day, my brother, Obina, and I were going through his things. We came across two big notepads where my dad had written his stories and history and that of his family with dates and names and so many things about his grandparents, even down to his thoughts about some people. But what made us very happy was that he wrote personal messages to each of his grandchildren. And each of those letters were filled with wisdom, life lessons, and advice. You have no idea how that has provided support and guidance to my children and to the entire family, even in his absence. So imagine if my father didn't write down his stories. Think of all the family treasures, memories, and histories that will be lost forever. Now, we all agree that the society germinates from the family unit. An individual's worldview and his trajectories are essentially informed by his socioeconomic environment, which he was exposed to while growing up. At the family units, our parents play a very unique role in helping to shape our attitudes, morals, core values, and some personality traits as we navigate our everyday existence. Within the village level, we all have our ancestral villages in Igbo land and Africa. So within that village level, families are defined by the kind of identities they showcase. For example, it's easier to refer to a family as very disciplined, some as very unserious, others as hardworking. Yet some family as a family of lazy people, that is Ndiumenwu. It doesn't stop there. When there are certain incidents like stealing, armed robbery, and indecent behavior in that environment, references are easily made to families that show those peculiar characteristics. In those days, even now, if something goes missing in the community, the people already know what family has a tendency to be the culprit. I remember growing up, my parents would often say things like, remember the daughter of who you are. Not Nikwada Cable. Behave well. Not Wadonyechi Cable. And I am sure many of us, we are told things like that. Things like, don't bring shame to this family, or our ancestors are not known to be foolish. I'm sure you heard a lot of those phrases. So, in essence, I would say that family history details the behavioral pattern of an individual, his traits and roles in the society. It influences how we see ourselves and our ability to succeed. It informs us about our culture, our traditions, medical history, family ethics, family recipes, family business secrets, and so many other things. Unfortunately, many of us have become so busy to the extent of neglecting something that is very vital to the existence of our bloodline. As a result, we are now burdened with a generation that is swimming in an ocean of ignorance. We have this false sense of protection that sharing photos and saving them on social media is, making memories. We forget that we don't even own those platforms. And I don't think social media is the right place to preserve important things. While we entertain ourselves there and learn some good things, why don't we make an extra effort to put those beautiful contents in a book? Because books can never go out of fashion, in my opinion. I also think that we are doing our children, the society, and the next generation a great disservice by being nonchalant about something very important. And I'll tell you why. I came across a research work conducted by Emory University in the US, titled The Power of Family History in Adolescent Identity and Well-Being. The research concluded that adolescents with knowledge of their family stories have a higher self-esteem, lead more successful lives, and that it provides a sense of identity through historical time. And no wonder in the United States, the DNA and the family history business is now a billion-dollar industry. They understand the power in the bloodline. But here, we despise our lineage. In fact, we don't know how blessed we are in Nigeria and Africa. Over here, to know who you are, all you need to do is to, create time and travel to your ancestral home, meet with your parents or uncle or neighbors, and they will tell you, they will give you information. Over there, they go through processes and pay good money to find out about themselves. And one of the reasons the Igbo culture has come under serious attack is because, materialism has taken the place of value orientation. The culture of shame, which ought to define family values, has diminished. We now witness patriotism to one's community being destroyed, and discussions are no longer about good family name, but it's about get rich quick mindset, leading to all manner of antisocial behaviors among the growing youths. So, Ndibo, we can do better. We are losing our identity very fast. Perhaps these things are happening because our parents didn't write down their histories. When you don't know who you are, the environment will define you. And if you're unlucky to come from a bad one, it will shape you. Onye na amara onye bụ, ga-akpọ gị onye a. And there is this thing about Africa, which for ages we have relied on the oral transmission of messages from one generation to another to preserve history. And that's fair enough. These days, we have moved from oral history to social media history, where information is embellished. Not only that, some smart ones, that is, our siblings from the other side, will read your contents and read your beautiful stories and memories. They will refine it and make money out of it. They will stay back home and cry about cultural appropriation. If you doubt me, watch some movies again. Movies like Black Panther, and this time around, pay attention. So, why is family history important? It's important because, one, it helps to keep things in the family and in the society. Things like artifacts, which are now found in the British Museum. We don't even own them anymore. But I tell you something, they will definitely bring it back. Makanonye jilive madu, akafubi ofu, omegene, owetoya. So it helps to preserve our languages, our artworks, exotic letters, writings like in CBD, herbs, our cuisine. We need to start writing our recipes down. Our mothers did it before. As a teenager, my mom would pin recipes on how to make our native soups like egusi, nsala, ogbono, ora on the kitchen cabinet. We should bring that back. It will help us to stop committing atrocities like e.g. onions, that is adding onions to over apple or over ora. Number two, it can help you figure out your career and life purpose. You hear things in Igbo land like, oh, Dibia Malova, or they are known to do well in transportation or bakery. Let me share this story with you. Recently, we helped someone from Imo State trace his lineage up to his fifth generation. He found out that he came from a family of traditional healers, even without prior knowledge of that. Today, he's a medical doctor. His 3 children out of 5 are medical doctors. His siblings' children, in fact, all his siblings' children are medical doctors, and his sister is a traditional healer. So instead of running from one, that is from one church to another, why don't you research on your family? Maybe you might find something that will point you to your life purpose or profession because it's already in your bloodline. Number 3, rediscovering your family history can improve your mental health. There is something powerful about self-awareness, knowing who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Every family has a beautiful and a difficult story. It's good to document both. Telling and writing these stories empowers you and contributes to your emotional well-being. It can even take care of mild childhood traumas, and this has also been researched. Number 4, it helps the community or a tribe to retain some essential traditions. For example, immediately after the war, almost every family in Igbo land in the 70s to 80s and early 90s produced their food. That's their basic food. I remember we had a family garden in Enugu where my mom tended to all kinds of vegetables like ogo, onubu, oha, and food crops like oka, that is maize, cassava, yam. Those days are gone. Nobody wrote it down to tell us why they are important. Imagine if every family told their children that the Igbo adopted family gardens after the Civil War because hunger was the determining factor of the Nigeria Biafra War. I am certain we would have continued with that tradition today. So you see that family history is very comprehensive. it's not only about your legacy, it's also about the well-being of the larger society. There is a proverb that says, until the lion learns how to write, every story will glorify the hunter. Meaning that if you don't document these stories and histories, so you may be thinking that the story of your life is not worth telling, or especially today, where the people we care mostly about are the influencers or celebrities. But your lineage, 20, 30, 50 to 100 years from now, will love to know who you are. You know, your traditions, your culture, your language, your way of dressing, your career. In fact, there is a lot to unpack here. And I want to close by asking you to reflect on these questions. Listen. Did you know your grandparents? Do you know what they did for a living? Did you know the success power that runs in your bloodline? Did you know your family medical history and what achievements and struggles are in your lineage? Do you know how are you being affected by that? If you don't know, don't you wish you have answers to these questions? And can you trace your lineage back to the fourth or even the third or second generation? I bet you many of us cannot. And you think that someday your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, family will want to know these things about you. Think about it. Whatever story you have today, or even the ones your parents told you, they live in your memories. When you are gone, your stories are gone, buried 6 feet, and forgotten. So finally, what can you do? Where do you start? 1, start from where you are. Talk to your children and loved ones about your ancestors, about your traditions, your family culture. Tell them about your village. Tell them stories about your shortcomings, your strengths, how you met their mom or their dad, and start from the easy stories. Then gradually build up to the difficult ones. Number 2, you can start by dedicating 2 hours a week to writing them down. Find time or get someone to do it for you. If you don't want to write, you can do audio recordings and transcribe later. Number 3, make memories. Travel, take photos, print them, and put in a book. And when next you visit home, your ancestral home, or where you grew up, have a conversation with your parents, aunties, uncles, neighbors, nieces, nephews. Don't interrogate them so you don't scare them off. Be genuine and make them comfortable. Make them comfortable enough to want to talk and even talk about different topics. Then listen with compassion. Don't judge them. They won't be with us forever. I want to state at this point that not everything that was handed over to us is worth handing over to the next generation. So what do? You sieve, edit, and modify. Remember this: regardless of your status in life, you are rich in values, memories, beliefs, and experiences. This is your legacy. Okay, for some of you who are interested in this subject and want to find out more, you can find me on all social media platforms, or go to my website, www.ujuaku.com, ujueku.com, and send me an email or DM me on Facebook. I would love to hear from you. I wish you all the best. Stay safe, wear a mask, and enjoy the Igbo conference. Remember that you have a story to tell, and the time to tell your stories that will be a treasured legacy for generations is now. Own it. write it, and preserve it. Daalunu.